Good morning, fifth grade online learners. Welcome to November 9th and fifth grade science. And we are here today to learn about a new topic called the Earth's structure. If you have your book at home, you will recognize this lesson on page C38. So on Mondays, the way we are currently doing things, we read from the book on Monday to get our background knowledge. So I'm going to do that for a while, and I don't know if I'll get through this whole lesson today or not. I'm looking at my timer, it's still working. You have this book at home, hopefully, and you can read from it. I'm going to read, and I appreciate everybody here being patient as we read through this. Everybody say hello to our online learners. All right, thank you for cooperation and not communicating with each other while we're making this video. Earth's structure. Earth has a layered structure. Its outer layer is made up of moving plates, hot inside. In many parts of the world, columns of steaming hot water can be found shooting up from Earth's surface. These boiling fountains are known as geysers. Geysers form in places where water drains down a deep channel in Earth's surface. At the bottom of the channel, hot rocks heat the water until steam forms, pushing boiling water up onto the surface. Finally, the built-up pressure forces the remaining water to erupt in a sudden explosion. The existence of geysers suggests that Earth is extremely hot inside. So somebody asked me, if we've never been to the center of the Earth, how do we know what's in there? Well, we have clues like lava from volcanoes and geysers that shoot up this hot water from inside the Earth. Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming is well known for its numerous geysers and hot springs. Long before this region became a tourist attraction, Jim Bridger explored its wonders. Bridger was a fur trader, scout, and mountain man. He told everyone he met about the many geysers and amazing sights of the region. Visit Yellowstone today and you too can see evidence of Earth's hot interior. But just how hot is it inside the Earth? So Jim Bridger, 1804 to 1881, he was a geyser gazer. Geysers spout up 70 feet with a terrible hissing noise at regular intervals. In this section are the Great Springs, so hot that meat is readily cooked in them. So these geysers are so hot, doing a time check, we're doing good. You could actually, if you needed to cook something, you could cook them just like over a stove, over the hot geysers. Has anyone ever been to Yellowstone National Park? You have? Have you seen these geysers?
Yeah, but my mom, we went on a family vacation.
You what?
We went on a family vacation.
Family vacation? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was fun.
My family, if there's not a beach attached, it's not a vacation. So the chances, same with you guys,
No.
the chances of me ever seeing a national park, if I ever want to do that, I'm going to have to go by myself.
Isn't it in Ohio or something?
Utah.
What?
Yellowstone. I thought it was in Texas.
Well, it's Yellowstone. I've never been there, but I'm fairly certain it takes up more than one state. The part that we're talking about right now is Wyoming. Okay, it's probably in several states. Yes, Caroline.
My mom almost hit a moose.
Your mom almost hit a moose in Illinois.
Yeah.
That would have left a mark for sure.
You know mooses are like meese. Do I say mooses or meese?
Just moose. The plural of moose is moose. It's not mooses. It's kind of like deer. All right, let me read another page, and this is the next page. And let's see what this page is all about. Yellowstone National Park's hot springs, geysers, and mud spots are evidence of Earth's hot interior. Earth's temperature increases about 25 degrees Celsius per kilometer in the crust, then more gradually from the upper mantle to its center. So it really gets hotter the closer you get to the center of the Earth. Scientists cannot travel very far below the Earth's surface to measure temperatures directly. By studying mines and holes drilled in the crust, scientists know the temperature increases about 2 to 3 degrees Celsius for every 300 feet below the surface. However, the deepest drill holes reach less than 9 miles below the surface. So scientists depend on other less direct evidence. Scientists study geysers and volcanic activity to learn what Earth is like inside. They also conduct experiments on Earth's surface rocks and minerals under conditions of high pressure and temperature. More information about Earth's interior can be gained by observing seismic waves. These waves are vibrations that travel through the solid Earth during earthquakes. Seismic waves change as they travel deeper and as they move through different kinds of materials and different temperatures. So again, I believe it was actually another grade level doing the time check. We're doing good, 5 minutes. Another grade level said, if we've never been to the center of the Earth, how do we know what it's like? How do we know that it's hot? How do we know it has a core and all these different layers if we've never been through the crust? Scientists can determine it by what's coming out of the Earth. Okay, let me just see. Let's do one more page, and then on Tuesday, maybe we can finish. This is a very long lesson. All right, one more page, layers of the Earth. And guys, you'll find out from your websites that we identify the Earth in 3 main layers, but there's actually 6. Okay, so the more you get into studying this, the more you'll see specifically that it can be split up even more than 3 times. So Earth's crust is the thinner outermost layer. It's a solid rock. It's about 5 times thicker under the continents than it is under the oceans. The mantle is the thick layer of crust on the outer core. The solid upper mantle combines with the crust to form the lithosphere. So the lithosphere is one of those extra layers. The outer core formed mostly of molten metal. This is the Earth's only liquid layer. Inner core, pressure keeps the super hot metallic region in a solid state. Earth has a layered structure. Most of these layers are made up of solid or partly melted rock. The innermost layers are mostly mixtures of metals. Earth's layers vary in thickness. The crust, the uppermost layer, is much thinner than the other layers. The crust is nearly all solid rock. Under the continents, the crust is mostly granite and other light rocks. Below the oceans, the crust is mostly made of basalt, a dark, dense rock. The crust is by far the thinnest of the Earth's layers. Under the continents, the average thickness of the crust is about 24 miles thick, but it may be as much as 42 miles in the mountainous regions. The crust is even thinner under the oceans. The ocean floor crust has a thickness of about 4 miles. So it's the thinnest layer, but we've never been through it all the way. Maybe if we get to the bottom of the ocean floor, since we can drill 9 miles, we can get through that 4 miles. But you'd have to get all the equipment down to the bottom of the ocean floor, and that's not going to be an easy thing, and then you have to find a way of operating it. So, and then I don't know what the purpose would be to drill through the crust, probably because you're going to get soaked with magma and lava and all kind of other problems. So even though the crust is thin compared to the other layers, it's still very thick. Okay? There's really no reason that I can think of to drill through anyway. But we do have evidence of the different layers based on the activity around volcanoes and these geysers. Okay, tomorrow we'll talk about this peach and how it relates to the Earth and its different layers. In class, I think we're going to continue reading today and maybe go over some of the questions, but there's no website summary today. One thing I want to say about the website summaries, and this is an ongoing problem, people are cutting and pasting again. Do not do that. If I see a well-written paragraph and it's about 10 sentences long, I'm very suspicious that you just highlighted the website paragraph, copied it, and pasted it as your summary on your journal entry. And there are people doing that. I'm just going to randomly start. I'm not going to catch everybody, but I don't want to catch anyone. I just want you guys to start doing it the right way. But I'm going to randomly select ones that I think have been copied and pasting, and I'm not going to give you a point for that day. And that causes me a lot of work because I have to keep checking the websites and going back and forth. And you guys really aren't learning by doing that. So if you're one of the ones doing it, do not copy and paste. Put it in your own words.
But
Hey,
what if you take away the point and they actually didn't copy and paste?
I can, if it's word for word, they copy and paste.
Well, you said that, like, never mind. Steve.
Raise your hand if you know what it means to put things in your own words. Raise your hand if you don't know what it means. What I would do, I'd number it, 1, 2, and 3. Here's my 3 sentences. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Or if I see a misspelled word, I know it's not copied and pasted. I'm not suggesting you misspell words, but like
My mom says I have to write 5 sentences.
5 is even better. When I say 3 to 5, you know what I usually get from some people? 1 to 3. It's very discouraging, guys. And it's not really hurting me, it's hurting you guys because you're not learning as much. 5 sentences is great. That's not even a lot of work. Thank you. Ava.
Didn't you say there was a button where you could tell those copies?
There is a button that I can check. It says check for plagiarism, and plagiarism means you copied exactly word for word.
So then why do you keep looking back on the
I don't want to really use that. I want to instill in you guys that you should be doing the right things, and I don't want to use that button yet. Yet.
It's so much easier.
It's easier, but it's easier if you guys don't copy and paste too. I want to be able to trust you. That's what I want to do. And if you think about this, I have 6 classes to check. So I mean that's a lot of journal entries. But I'm pretty good. I can glance at it and say it does not look like it's in their own words. You have to add things like this is what I think. This is what this website is about. When you use words like that, then I know it's not copy and pasted. Even if some of the things you say are identical to what's in there, as long as you add your own personality, your own words, I'm happy. Okay, 5th grade. Good job. I don't even see anybody in this class that I feel is doing it. I know somebody in another class that is, so I'm going to throw some hints. Okay. Don't copy and paste. Enjoy learning about the earth. We will see you tomorrow. Everybody say goodbye.